is
Zaza. Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Wippa.
Hey guys, Fitzy and Wippa podcast. How you going?
How's it going?
Sorry, I'm just preparing a bloody wedding speech.
Well,
to
you
friends. You know what? You can't relax. I just want to have a good day. You know.
You
Go
MC
around
my
and
wedding.
Socialise. Yeah, sorry about that. Had
there's-
dropped an F-bomb pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and
you
your
did.
mother was not too happy.
Neither was my grandma.
She was a bit of a. That was tough to keep an eye on with that one as well, because I tell you what, there was a fair bit of cleavage in the front row.
I don't know what you're talking about. My wife or my
Back me
mother?
up there.
Oh, yes, I'd back Chris.
what?
Yeah, back you up there, Fitz.
Yes, it was an F word that started. It started with that sound. It rhymed with truck. You hadn't even introduced the bridal party yet, and I was in shock. I was disgusted at my own wedding because of your
it's
behaviour.
hard. I wanted to relax and enjoy the day, and sometimes people can drink a little bit too much.
Yep.
We've got a doozy for you. Or a lady got up. She wasn't even supposed to speak at the wedding.
Okay.
Got up there, made a bit of a fool of herself. Here's the podcast.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Wedding speeches. You just can't relax on the day when you know you've got to deliver a speech at a certain... You've got another emceeing role coming up, Sarah?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I emceed. On the weekend I did a maid of honour speech, and then 2 weeks I did another MC. It's a lot of work.
Do you think there's more pressure on the best man speech or actually your groomsman speech from a guy's point of view, Fitz?
Your groomsman speech.
Well, yeah, when you're the groom... And you've got to get up and talk about how much love you have for your wife, or because that doesn't necessarily need to be funny.
No.
Where that's kind of from the heart. But the best man speech, people are excited about that, hoping that someone says something slightly inappropriate or it's funny or...
Well, I think the rules is that you are supposed to tell a couple of funny stories about the person, the groom or the bride, first up. And then you always end with a beautiful, serious ending, just like opening up about your thoughts and what you think about the couple and looking forward to the future. That's how you always have to end it, Sarah. It can be really nerve-wracking. And a lot of people like to drink beforehand. 13 24 10, love to hear from people who have been at a wedding before and the speeches have been a disaster. Who had a few too many drinks? Who got up there and made a mess of themselves?
God, it's good to watch, isn't it?
I mean, one of the greatest, a mate tells me of a wedding that he went to. I've always said this one. And he kicked it off as the MC. And he said, "Isn't it a magnificent day today?" And the couple had just had a baby, Sarah. So the baby was in the room as well. And
yes.
he said, "Isn't it beautiful?" And before we start today, can we have a look at Shannon and Denise, gave birth recently to this beautiful little baby boy here. And up on the screen came a photo of the baby. And then the MC then proceeded to say, "And I just gave birth to this in cubicle 3 in the toilets out the back." And it was a photo of a number 2 in the toilet.
That is disgusting.
How'd the crowd react?
So the father-in-law got up and escorted the MC off the stage and took over.
Thanks very much for
Amazing.
your services.
That was his first line.
You can step down now.
So this is over in the States. Tracy and Anthony were getting married. Shannon wasn't supposed to speak. Shannon is a friend of Tracy's. But she just decided to get up and grab the mic. This has gone viral overnight. It's got 11 million views. They're saying it's one of the worst wedding speeches of all time. Now, just to set this up, Anthony is African American, so it's an interracial. It's a relationship that's going on at the moment. Okay, and this girl gets up. She wanted to say, now it's hard to understand because she's quite excited and she's like,
oh my God.
And you'll hear a lot of just kidding. But she's just up there and she hasn't written anything down. This is her wedding speech.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I've known Tracy for, oh God, I think so. So I don't quite know Anthony that well, but Tracy talked about you like nonstop. Seriously. And she'd be like, you do that. I'm like, I don't care. No, just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so cute together. I swear to God, you guys are hope the longest. Seriously, till death do us part, Anthony. Seriously. You better take care of my girl. Because if you don't, I know where you live. Just kidding. But yeah, you guys are so cute. You're part of the family. I swear to God, I'm not gonna be racist, you guys. I'm just saying, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be racist, okay? No. just kidding. Of course, you guys are gonna get the interracial couples. Oh my god. No, seriously. You guys are outstepping the stereotype, and I love it. But you guys, I swear, I love black people because you guys are the best. Bless you.
Can we break this down because I missed most of that? What was the first? Can we repeat what was said?
Well,
I didn't hear it.
She was basically saying that you guys are going to get an interracial house. You're going to be getting this.
She was saying stuff like you're breaking the trend and you're stepping
you're
forward
breaking
and
the
stuff.
stereotype.
Yes.
You two are really doing well.
Felt like something out of Bridesmaids.
There was only
understand
one
it.
person that clapped at the end.
Oh, just kidding.
There was a lot of collective groans.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Tim's giving us a call from Bradbury. Best man at your wedding. What happened, Timmy?
Yeah, so for his best man speech, he started off as, so here's a couple of lines that were prepared earlier, and then went and prepared and sniffled after it, and then you could hear the whole wedding like needles drop in the venue.
What an idiot.
My wife, the look from my wife, straight, if looks could kill.
I just...
Then even better, my old man's like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I just
Not in the
love those
room.
moments. My sister got up to make a speech one time, and it had the bride in tears. The bride started crying about the story my sister told about something that she did, which was completely inappropriate. Mum and Dad were at the wedding.
Oh, how
Mum and
awkward.
Dad had to take Louise aside because she then started crying, realising what she'd said.
Oh.
Absolute meltdown.
Monique's in Campbelltown. You went to a wedding, Monique. What was the speech that you heard?
Yeah, so I work at weddings, and the groom was saying his final speech, and he to the bride's parents, he was like, "Thank you guys for raising such a beautiful woman. I'm so lucky to have her in my life." Everyone, round of applause for the bride's sister.
Oh, as a joke.
As a joke.
He was complimenting the sister and not his actual
But that was
wife.
a gag, wasn't it?
Well, look, you'd think it would be, but then he did it another 3 times.
Oh, my gosh.
What is he on? What is he on?
Weird.
First time was funny, but then it was like, oh no.
Because I thought that was going down the path of getting the name wrong. You know, when you mention an ex-girlfriend instead of the current one.
Or he's probably delivered it the first time, didn't get the reaction he wanted, so I'll go again. I'll get him again
no,
with
I'll
it.
get him. I love it.
Oh, didn't get another reaction. I might go again.
Yeah, but look at the phones ringing. 13 24 10. If you've got another story about a terrible wedding speech, we would love to know what went wrong. Get involved.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Back in just 30 seconds.
Sydney traffic.
Nova 96.9.
Carpet Ride's up to 40% off Red Ribbon sale ends this weekend. Don't miss out on some unbelievable savings. Carpet Ride, they always get your carpets right.
Hey, it's 7:50. I'm Maham Kashani. An incident citybound is slowing traffic over the Anzac Bridge. Lilyfield, a broken down truck citybound on the City West link at the Crescent has closed 2 right lanes. It's heavy back to Parramatta Road. And on the M5, it's slow citybound Casula to Revesby after an earlier accident. Telstra Day is this Thursday. Get unreal deals on a range of products, including phones, mobile hotspot devices and home internet. Shop in-store or online. Checking the weather, sunny but chilly, heading for tops of 21. Right now in the city it's 12, the same in our west on Sydney's Nova 96.9.
We're talking shocking wedding speeches. Alana's given us a call. What did you hear, Alana?
Oh, have we got you there, Alana?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your story?
So I was a maid of honour and I had a few too many drinks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just turn your radio down in the background, Alana.
Maid of honour. It's confusing.
Sorry, love. Yeah, so you had a few too many drinks. What happened then?
And I accidentally shared that the bride had actually cheated on her husband. Yeah, he already knew about it, but no one in the family knew, none of the friends knew. Like, it was just something that I was told privately, and I just blurted it out, which no one said anything. I just got funny looks the rest of the night.
And then did you turn it into a bit of a joke, like afterwards going, it was funny, I was joking?
Yeah, I awkwardly laughed, and I'm like, oh, God, the things you say when you've had too much to drink.
Oh. And what about your friendship with her? Was that done and dusted, or...?
No, so she was my maid of honour, and she just made sure her speech was just as bad.
Oh, my God, Ed, all the dirty laundry.
Got them back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well done, Alana.
Great
Thank you
story.
very much for your call, love. Get the jump on summer and check out whatif.com for amazing getaways. Aussies just know how to summer. It's in our DNA.
Bring it on. Book your accommodation, flights, car hire and more, all on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
A couple of alarming statistics this morning. For one, I had no idea that 50% of people in married relationships are unhappy. Well, that kind of supports the divorce rate, doesn't it? It's nudging up on 50%, isn't it? You know, you have a swing at it. Oh, God, good to get the first one out of the way. You look a lot like my ex-wife. Oh, God, I'm not happy there. What about you? I'm not happy either. Maybe we should hook up. That's how it happens. All captured in 20 seconds of radio.
So where are you at with you and Lisa?
No,
at the moment,
happy.
is it?
I'm happy.
Are you happy, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Not the
Fitzy,
way-
are you happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy.
You got to look people in the eye when you say stuff.
Yeah,
Sarah, are you
Well,
happy?
there's two. No, I've already been divorced. I've kept the stat alive. Tommy,
Tom, is Inga happy?
She's so unhappy, but I'm great. I'm great,
Oh,
guys.
just the
Join
way that
me.
Wippa and Tom have been looking at our traffic data this morning, I was like, oh my gosh,
Well,
are they happy at home?
No, I'm just trying to say, for anybody that's involved in traffic dating, good luck. Elisa's very attractive. She's from North Bondi and looking to find love this morning.
Is she up on our Instagram account, Tom?
She is Fitzy, and we're doing traffic dating just after 8:30 this morning.
Wow, okay. Let's move on here. The other thing they go on to say is 67% are more likely to report chest pain in the following year after a breakup. A breakup can actually damage your heart. It can impact the health of your ticker.
Oh, well, that's just a stress-related thing, isn't it? It's not like it can actually damage
When
your
they
heart.
say heartbreak, it can break your heart.
but you're right. It would be stress and anxiety.
Do you remember Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
Oh, love it.
Remember
Love
when
that
they
movie.
remember when he punches through that guy's chest and rips his heart out? It's still beating in his hand, Sarah.
So he's heartbroken.
That's,
I didn't
whenever
see it,
I think
but-
of heartbreak, I think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah. And Shorty, you know Shorty, when he goes, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potatoes. And when he cuts the rope on the bridge fits.
It's amazing.
Prepare to meet Gali.
There's a new one
in
coming.
hell.
There's a new one coming out with Harrison Ford in it.
Yeah, he said this will be his last one.
New Indiana
Finally.
Jones.
Yeah. He's 80-something and he still has a movie coming out.
It's amazing.
Hasn't lost it. We've been doing a lot of indie at home.
Well, would he?
No.
He's not running away from...
He's in a wheelchair and they just wheel him along. Got to get the rocks. Got to find the gold. I remember breaking up with a girl and she said, I can actually feel pain in my chest. I can actually feel
were
that
sitting
pain.
on her,
I was
or-
at the time, yeah. As Sarah celebrates that Fitzy got a
Because I was
crap
gonna say it
one-liner away. Do you know the other thing though is the stress can impact you in
Like three ribs.
so many other ways. I mean, you might start to lose your hair. You know, you could get other diseases associated with stress.
It's all stress.
Yeah, everything in life has a physical reaction.
You lose your job and you can have heart pain.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But this is more drastic because you're living in a situation of unhappiness, and that unhappiness can result in an actual heart attack.
I think you're shocked because the term heartbreak is manifesting in a
It
physical...
is says,
yeah.
but I didn't realise that if you're one of these 50% of people in an unhappy marriage or relationship, then you're slowly killing yourself.
Have you had one of those those gut-wrenching cries when you've had your heart broken? You know, like okay, can we go to movie? Give me some acting chops right here. People in movies that have done that really well. Do you remember Brad Pitt at the end of Seven when Gwyneth's head was in the box?
Yep.
Sorry, gave it away. But anyway, do you know with that gut-wrenching cry that he has, that he knows that he's lost his
the
wife?
full body heaving, like
Yeah.
a good sobbing.
Have you ever had one of those?
I would have over time.
Yeah.
Normally when you sit in the shower after work.
But don't you get away with it like the next day? Like, don't you sort of move on the next
It's a
day?
release, isn't it?
You know, so hang on a minute. Are you saying that you're so unemotional about it, you can have your heart broken one day, cry in the shower the next, and the day after that, all right, boys, I'm back.
It gets better.
Of course, time heals everything.
can take a lot of time.
Can take a hell of a lot of time.
Yeah, remember, I mean, we'll get personal here. Remember when I was going through my divorce and you followed me down to the car park?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing it.
We
and
had a
I was
moment.
sitting in the
Well,
car.
I think he was trying to pick you up.
we had a moment.
He was trying to go through my car.
I thought she'll be on the rebound soon.
No, I was having a full body sob, and you opened the door and gave me a cuddle.
We hugged in the
Nice.
car.
Yeah, I didn't know you were there. Again, it was weird.
You've done it before too.
Yeah.
I would have, yeah, absolutely. A mate of mine, Huey, he was in a relationship.
Huey
and-
Lewis.
No.
What's the news?
What's the news?
Anyway, Huey went round to break up with this girl and said to her, you know, I'm not in it. And she was like wailing on the bed, hand on heart, crushed chest. And then, unfortunately, he walked out the door and went to send a text message to all the guys saying, great news, I'm back in the game.
And he sent it.
He sent it to her.
No.
So that's another level of stress I don't think you really want when those mistakes sort of happen. But if you ever cry again, Sarah, I will hold you like it's the first time.
Don't ever touch me again.
Don't ever sit on her, though.
Please cry again.
Plenty of ribs.
Please cry.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I do love this because we speak about the Fire Festival. And Billy McFarlane, who's just come out of prison as well, and he still owes $26 million to a lot of investors.
$1 a day, he'll get there.
So there's an Australian bloke. Benjamin Morris is an influencer here in Australia. He's a pretty good-looking bloke, Sarah. Have a look at him. He's got the long hair, pretty good rig, all dressed in white there.
Always a great shot when you've got your linen shirt half undone at the Versace Hotel.
How good's linen?
Oh, go linen.
Linen's not very comfortable during summer.
I think it's comfortable, but it doesn't work for a body like mine.
It depends. Sometimes it's a bit thicker than you anticipate. You sweat a fair bit.
I agree.
Can be see-through
Yeah.
too.
Anyway, he was approached by Bondi-based company Vacay Seltzer. Seltzers are big at the moment, aren't they?
Vacay Seltzer.
So they said to him, they said, here's $20,000. Now, what we want you to do, we want you to go and pitch this to wealthy businessmen and take them away on like a high rollers getaway.
Yeah.
You're the influencer. Put it up on social media. You're all drinking Vacay Seltzers. It's going to be awesome. And he's gone, yeah, no worries. That's fine. Okay, so he made a couple of phone calls. He got a Gold Coast entrepreneur by the name of Hunter Johnson to put in $12,000, promising Hunter Johnson the trip of a lifetime. I'm going to have models there. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be drinking Vacay Seltzers. Yeah. You know what? We'll go to Hamilton Island.
Oh, wow.
Super yachts. This will be the trip of a lifetime. Very Fire Festival.
Yeah, pimping.
Anyway, Hunter Johnson transferred the money. Couldn't get in contact with Benjamin Morris after that.
Because he was working. He was doing so much hard
prep.
work. Yeah,
And
prep.
Hunter Johnson finds out that Benjamin Morris he's at Hamilton Island. He's there with all the models. He's on all the super yachts. He just took everybody's money and he just had a good weekend away with some hot models.
It's your game, aren't you?
Any seltzers? You guys want a seltzer? No, don't worry about it.
He's been issued a bankruptcy notice. He's in a bit of trouble because he can't find the money to pay it back.
Can't find it.
The thing is, though, the question is, I mean, you've had a great weekend. Is the weekend still worth it?
I think it probably is. I mean, how many times are you going all expenses paid with a group of girls to Hamilton Island on a super yacht? Do you know what I mean? When he's locked up in prison, right? If he can't pay it back, and they go, "What are you in for?"
Yeah.
And you tell them, bang, high fives all around in the prison yard.
Weekend in Hamilton Island, the best food, super yachts. What, is it Whitehaven Beach?
Yeah,
voted
man.
the best in the world.
Bikinis, champagne.
But you've come back with no money at all, and people are chasing the money back. Who cares? I've had a trip of a lifetime.
Do you know what? I think for anybody that appreciates this story and what he attempted to do and what he did do here, pass that around. Pass that around.
Get him out of trouble.
Get the money back for him because he said the time of his life, and if he's got a couple of stories to tell, well, then we're all happy. We've all had a win. As long as there's a beer in it for all the lads.
Do it. Let's just fund his lifestyle.
You know what I mean?
Every weekend. Let's send Benjamin away for another trip away.
You bring back the stories, we'll be happy.
Do you know what? I'm thirsty, though. Thirsty for a Vacay Seltzer.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I didn't know that there are certain names that are illegal or banned to name your baby.
Will there be words out out there that would be deemed offensive?
Well, the obvious one is you can't be obscene or offensive, like you just said. The other ones is it can't be displayed in the form of initials or acronyms.
Okay.
It can't create confusion in the community.
Like doctor, isn't it? You can't do like doctor or princess. Or...
Well, that's the big one there, Sarah, because another one is you can't have a name that contains an official title or rank recognised in Australia.
Right.
Now, that's interesting because we've spoken about naming your child after your favourite product or brand before, and a mum here in Australia said she couldn't call her child this because of a certain reason. Okay, she explains it. This is on TikTok. This has gone viral. Have a listen to this.
Do you ever regret what you named your kid?
So, no. My son's name is Holden Commodore, and originally we wanted to call him Commodore, but it's actually legal in Australia. It's on the list of illegal names to call your child. I think Holden Commodore suits him perfectly, and I know that people are going to probably start copying me with the name because it's so cool.
I don't think they will. I think they'll sit that one out.
So Commodore is an official title rank recognised in Australia?
Yes, it is, in the sailing term.
So, see, you can't call your kid cadet, captain, chief, brigadier...
Holden, what would be the nickname?
Baron? I thought Baron would be a name.
Well, Baron's a title.
But they don't... Over in the States, that doesn't apply, does it? Because Trump's son is called Baron, and Peter Andre's daughter is called Princess.
But it's a British title, isn't it?
You can't call...
Baron?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Can't call your son King?
Yeah.
Can't call them Lady, Lord,
but you could
Madam, Majesty, Major.
You could go with Kingston and then just shorten it if you wanted to.
Kingy.
Sergeant, you can't go, sir.
Who's my son,
These
Sergeant?
are the other. Okay, so these are the other names that have been banned in Australia. These have actually been submitted: IKEA, iMac, marijuana.
Marijuana. Come on.
Medicare got knocked back.
Imagine that.
Ned Kelly got knocked back. Well, how can Ned Kelly get knocked back?
You can't knock back Ned Kelly. That's just what it is.
RoboCop wasn't allowed.
Imagine trying to call
Scrotum. Little Scrotum Whipfley. Have a look at him.
Oh, he's so cute. Bit wrinkly, but cute.
Snort, Thong, and Virgin. They were all knocked back as well.
Thong, come here. We've got to get in the car.
Oh, come on. That is...
Do not put that in your mouth, Thong.
I thought Virgin would be okay.
No,
maybe I'm just confusing it with Virginia.
But see, I do love how they've gone for Commodore because they love the Commodore. Refused. Well, we'll just put a Holden in front of it. Yeah, that's fine.
But if they'd gone for, say, Commodore is like the top rank of a yacht club. If they'd gone with just Monaro and weren't so fixed on the Commodore, then that I'm sure would have been fine. You wouldn't have needed to add the Holden. I'm just thinking for any other Holden fan that wants to name their kids.
I didn't know that. There were so many names.
My God. Monaro would have been beautiful.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories in entertainment this morning. James Corden has been accused of stealing a joke from Ricky Gervais. I don't know that you can actually defend yourself in this one, James Corden, although I'm going to tell you what Ricky's response has been, but let's start with the joke. So this is Ricky Gervais in 2018, several years ago, during his comedy gig Humanity. Have a listen.
That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, but I don't want guitar lessons. What's this? All right, there's a number here. All right, call that, right? Are you giving me guitar lessons? Yeah. I don't want any.
All right, this is James Corden. I think it was last night, maybe the night before, on his Late Late Show.
Because if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says guitar lessons available, like, you don't get people in the town go, I don't want to play the guitar! I want to play the piano, you piece of Does that mean that sign wasn't for you?
Yeah,
well, that's a
pretty
famous...
much word for word.
I mean, that's a famous Ricky Gervais joke. I don't know. The other thing as well, there's rumours going around that the writers may have stitched James Corden
So
up.
this is the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so Corden wasn't aware of the joke.
Corden wasn't aware by all accounts. So someone's put it up on Twitter, right? And then Ricky Gervais put it up and said, interesting, this is really funny, sort of basically making a point of the fact that the joke had been ripped.
Comparing them together,
Comparing them, exactly. Then he deleted that tweet because apparently he felt sorry for Corden. Then another Twitter person has written, can't believe that he did that. And Ricky said, do you know what? He probably actually doesn't know. It will have been one of his writers who has written it.
Interesting.
And that's where it sits now. So Ricky, who famously makes fun of James Corden, and you sort of think maybe they may not be friends, he's actually, it seems like he's sort of done the nice thing here and tempered the situation.
Because in comedic circles, if someone steals someone else's joke, that is like killing your mum.
Well, it's just it's really obvious.
Ever go for that. I remember going to see a stand-up comedian, and he's an Australian. I won't mention his name, but I'm listening to him tell this joke, which I'd heard Seinfeld tell in his stand-up. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if this plays out the way I know this story plays out, then he's just taken it straight from Seinfeld.
And do you think no one notices,
It was the exact same joke.
Bad.
I mean, we do it for 3 hours a day.
I've never stolen any. And not one. I've never repeated. I've never stolen.
It's different if you credit it to someone. But yeah, it does raise some questions about what's going on with his writers because to be so similar, you've actually taken it.
Well, I want to know if Ricky Gervais is friend, if he's a friend with James Corden.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's banter that they have between each other or there's a real hatred there.
Yeah, it feels pretty pointed.
Yep.
Like it's, Anyway, we'll wait and see. It's a nice thing to do regardless, to not totally blame James. Everyone is talking about this Halloween costume that Heidi Klum has worn to her. So, yes, Halloween has passed, but she always has her famous party on sort of it's the last of the Hollywood parties. So it's the end of Halloween. Anyway, she always does something really extreme. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the pictures online. They're all over the TV this morning of her dressed as an earthworm. Now, it took them over 10 hours to make the costume. She had to get up at 2 a.m. or something to start getting ready. Have a listen.
You know what they say, the early bird catches the worm. My husband, I'm the worm.
You're the worm.
We're going fishing.
How many months did this take to get you in this? Oh my, you're even slimy!
Well, what was amazing for me today, it didn't take me so long, but to make the costume took a very long time.
Wow.
I mean, she looks amazing.
Funny. It's very funny. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't sure if she was a worm in a cocoon or...
She's a worm. Her husband is dressed as a fisherman.
Right.
It's very unsexy, and that's what I love about it, is that she just...
I want to see her get out of it.
Well, this is the thing. She can barely walk, and so when she did that interview that you heard, she's lying on the ground. Being dragged by a fishing boat.
As a worm would be.
She did say she felt a bit claustrophobic in there.
Funny that.
Quite funny. Sorry, guys, some breaking news. The Late Show with James Corden have just posted a response saying James Corden has said, inadvertently told a brilliant Ricky Gervais joke on the show last night, obviously not knowing it came from him. It's brilliant because it's a Ricky Gervais joke. You can watch all of Ricky's excellent specials on Netflix.
Okay.
Well,
that's acknowledgement there. Bit of a tip of the hat.
Nice.
Interesting. Finally, sticking with Halloween, Gwyneth Paltrow has admitted that as a kid, because her parents were very famous in the acting world and in Hollywood, and so she grew up in a very wealthy area along with other celebrity kids. And when they went trick-or-treating, she said their favourite thing to do was, when Arnold Schwarzenegger lived nearby, was to go and toilet paper his house.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger used to live on our street. We would knock on his door for candy.
I bet he gave out great stuff, huh?
I don't remember him giving out stuff, but he's Austrian, so maybe they don't, celebrate there.
Oh.
We did end up TPing his house, though.
You did? Does he know this now?
Don't tell him.
What was the impetus for that? You just
being naughty kids.
And it was because he was famous, or you're just doing it to the neighbors in general?
We did it, unfortunately, to a few houses there.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
But he was our, pride and joy.
I would love to see him run out furious.
I know.
Shirt off.
As Terminator. Nice night for a walk.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
We've been talking quite a bit on the show about people who refuse to have a shower.
Splish splash. No.
This was off the World's Dirtiest Man the other day. Remember that?
He passed away, didn't he?
94 years of age he got to, though. 50 years he hadn't had a shower.
They should study his body. They should have a look.
I agree.
Have a look at the quality of the hair. Have a look at the lungs. Have a look at the whole setup.
Tough study, though, coming in.
Oh, imagine the stench.
Cutting him open and just...
Oh, my God. You'd think that's just dirt and dust.
Mate, I think anyone would be very happy to get to the age of 94.
Good effort. Good effort.
I think the Queen was very similar to the Iranian man.
I think she did shower.
Used to shower as well. This is an interesting one, but former NBA point guard Jamal Tinsley. Now, this is 20 years ago. He used to play for the Indiana Pacers in the NBA. Now, one of his ex-teammates have come out recently and said this is a true story. So Reggie Miller, he's one of the greatest NBA players of all time, three-point shooter, right? He was a Pacers legend who played with Jamal Tinsley. He went to the organisation, this is years ago, to change its rules and said to him, you need to change your rules after he noticed that Tinsley would never shower with his teammates. So the Pacers, this is after every practice session. And after every game, and then they've got media stuff that they have to do. So they've got to get into their suits, into the team track suits.
Yeah.
And he never showered. He refused to shower. So he'd be sweating like a pig.
Yuck.
Jumping into a suit. So the boys went to the Indiana Pacers and said, you need to do something about this. And they said, right. They said to Jamal Tinsley, every time you don't shower, you will be fined. You'll be fined $500. And he just refused to shower. Afterwards, they said, right, if you don't shower, we're going to double that fine and take it out of your pay every single time.
That's not fair.
In the end, they counted it up. In the end, when he retired, he owed the Indiana Pacers $389,000.
That is ridiculous.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Coming from a kid that was very hairy growing up and very nervous about showering at school, that is unfair. Sarah, you're a never nude. You shower with denim shorts on.
Totally. I would hate a team shower environment. I hate getting undressed in front of girlfriends, even in swimwear. And what if he has a body defect that he doesn't want someone to see? What if he's got a tiny
mutated... could have some sort of different feature around his genitals.
I was exactly the same. It's very
it's weird.
Intimidating.
Remember when we played in that E.J. Witten game, mate? And everyone jumped in the shower with all the footballers after the game. I felt very small that day. I've never seen so many members in my life. And there were some big lads.
Your 21st was pretty big.
There were some big lads swinging around in the showers. Only a few of the tiles were broken. It's extraordinary. I've never felt so small.
It is very intimidating. I mean, he never paid it, but the boys joke to this day that he still owes $389,000.
Would you not just get him a solo shower?
Yeah, that's...
could there not be a shower in another room that has a cubicle?
Special shower. Did you shower with the lads, Tommy?
No, I showered in a singlet after PE.
See?
Did you really?
Yeah.
You showered in a singlet?
Yeah, in a singlet.
Well, a lot of people do.
It was see-through and lacy, but
for your OnlyFans page.
It was more a negligee.
Tommy, former Australian wet T-shirt competition champion.
He's won it again with his privacy singlet.
Wow, look at those nipples go.
The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
The pub tour is not this Friday, it's next Friday. Lock it in. We want to get you involved. We've been getting some great suggestions. Let's get stuck into it.
We could do 52 pubs in 24 hours and break this record. I'm excited.
Jump on board the mini-life crisis. Sydney Pub Tour. Mini-life crisis.
Eva Mendes, we would like to extend the invitation.
Never.
She's on board.
She loves
all over it.
Yep, the old tease. She'll be on the bus without a doubt.
So do you reckon she'll meet us at the Ready Hill RSL? Or
she'll already be there when we get there. We've had so many people reach out with great suggestions too. Stephanie says, you got to go to the Bargo Hotel. Caitlin says the Ambervale Hotel. Jenny says the Blacktown Tavern. There are so many great spots. Even the call we took earlier that said you've got to come over to the Manly area, meet you on the wharf. We could tick off about 10 pubs in Manly. We get the boat over, we shoot back over as well, head to the rocks after that, and we're flying through it.
There's a man who's caught wind of what we're doing, and he's given us a call as well. He's the director of the Australian Hotels Association New South Wales. So this could be a great call or a terrible call saying that we're not allowed into any of his venues. John Green, welcome to the Fitzy and Wippa Show.
Good morning, gents. How are you?
Good, Johnny. How many of these pubs that we're talking about are part of the Australian Hotels Association?
Oh, look, over 92% of the hotels right across New South Wales are part of the AHA. So if you're mentioning a lot of good pubs around Sydney, then you're probably more likely to have our members.
How good is that?
Okay, now I said this could be a bad call where you ring us, John, and say stay away from our venues. Is that the call or is it a good call?
Oh, well, look, like obviously last year, all I got was photos being sent to me from all the pubs that you were going to. So I thought the best thing that we could do is probably get in front of it and be involved.
Yeah.
So we want to give you a hand. We know you want to get through a lot of pubs. So once you work out where you're going, we'll be telling them to open their doors, let you in, providing you're in a state to get in, and just to try and ease your way through the queues, just to make sure you can get a beer at the counter.
Well done, Johnny. You know, the old, if you can't beat them, join them, hey?
Yep.
Well, absolutely. And we saw your performance last week at the Awards for Excellence, and I thought, you need a bit of help.
Yeah.
John, we saw the publicans as well. 1,500 people at Barangaroo there, Fitzy and I emceeing, and I tell you what, they were not going home early.
Yeah, I was there, and it was a great night.
It was a fantastic night.
There's some great stories. Who was the bloke that started out as a glassy at the Palace down in Coogee, and now he owns a few pubs as well? There were some brilliant stories, John.
Yeah, well, obviously Alistair Fale got the Group Hotel Operator of the Year. He started down there. Brad Jenkins from Drinks Group. They've got the Fiddler and Canberra Valley Inn. So, there's a lot of good stories. And, of course, it's finished up with Maureen Thornett getting the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Maureen's got the...
From Balmain, the Oaks.
Oh, she's the Royal Oaks down there. She's just a treasure down there in Balmain. All right, John.
John, thank you, buddy.
We're on. This is great, John. Maybe, I don't know as well, Johnny, maybe we could leave some bar tabs behind with some of the pubs that we go to, John. We need to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I'm open to all offers, so that's a conversation we'll have.
All right.
We're willing to kick the tin just to make sure we look after the people.
And, Johnny, make sure that if you're keen next Friday, get on the bus and come with us.
That might just have to be a thing that I do.
All right. we got John. We've got a spare seat for John, spare seat for Eva Mendes.
Yep.
It's going to be great, mate.
Keep your suggestions coming through as well. You can DM us on the Fitzy and Wippa Instagram account. Tell us if there's a local that you would like to go to. Signature dish. We haven't even worked out where we're going to have lunch yet.
No.
We had a couple of pots with... Dominic Perrottet last year with our chicken schnitzels.
Yep.
Remember
That's
that
right,
one?
at the Australian.
He didn't want to go back.
No, he didn't want to go back to work at all. He wanted to sit there and settle in. A couple of lions, the 4 lions that have escaped from the zoo, they heard about the pub crawl. They want to get involved. They've started early. Tommy, have we got an update? The TV services, news services have been crossing to this all morning.
Yes.
4 lions have escaped Taronga Zoo.
Yeah, well, it turns out it was actually 5 lions were located outside their enclosure this morning.
Jeez.
And all people on site were moved to safe areas. No injuries to guests or staff. All the animals are now in their exhibit where they're being closely monitored.
So they got them back in?
Yeah, so the zoo is open as normal today if you're heading along.
Do you know if they were the cubs or mum and dad?
Well, I don't know, but 5 does seem like a lot. Does seem a lot.
Hey,
doesn't it?
quick question. I'd love to know how they got out. And secondly, I'd love to know how they got them back in. Do you dangle a bit of meat? Or do you just send the newest of employees into the enclosure like it's fresh bait?
Make sure you tune in 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll give you all the details on that.
Love to know.
Go and do some research on that one. That's just the circle of life, though, I suppose, isn't it?
Well said, mate. Well said.
Lion King reference.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
I definitely did. Hakuna Matata.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.